Platchums.
You were talking about like the hardest platinums that you got.
Yeah.
And I really liked that video. It was really good.
Thank you.
And I was really, really impressed that you got the downwell platinum because I'm playing that at the minute.
Yeah,
that is
really.
so hard. Oh my God.
Yeah. I found with that game, like when I think I said it in the video, but when I first picked it up, it was just like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like it's insanely hard, but I was like, man, let me just keep playing. And I kind of got addicted at the time. So like, I just kept playing, and the more you play, you're just going to get better, like with the mechanics, and eventually you'll find that you'll get really good. So it's a fun game for sure.
I feel like I always get worse with such games. You know,
Really?
I play them. I hit like a level, and if I don't get the plat, I just completely fall off a cliff.
Well, it's probably the frustration that definitely will do it. Once you start getting angry, like, oh man, and
game's
then start
over.
falling off
Game's
your game.
over. Yeah, just have to keep cool. So,
Mhm.
Dan, do you want to do the intro? Will I do the intro? How do we normally do this thing?
We usually just awkwardly fumble around until we kind of have something that sounds like an intro, and then we make it really awkward in the video. So I think this is going to be the intro.
We're already in it.
All right, sounds good.
This is the intro. That's usually how we roll. But yeah, we've got a very, very special guest today, Nick AR. Is that it? Is that how you say your name?
Exactly. Yep.
Great. Well, look, you're very welcome on our, I suppose,
Well, it's
rambling.
not a plat chat. It's like, we'll call it Talking Trophies.
Very nice. Wow.
Yeah, got to get the alliteration,
Came up with that on the fly. You didn't even, that was really good. I'm very impressed.
It's my Troy and Abed cup, it gives me the creative juice I need.
But Nick, you're a trophy YouTuber, I suppose, fairly new on the scene, but with crazy growth. You're really making some seriously good videos.
Thank you.
Kind of out of nowhere, but you've got the really professional looking thumbnails that I saw you and I'm like, oh, that must be like a big YouTuber, because they're really good. So maybe, I don't know, if you want to introduce yourself and maybe talk about why you started your channel.
Yeah. So when you say like the professional looking thumbnails and stuff, one thing a lot of people don't know is that I have another channel that I grew to 100,000 subscribers.
Ooh.
And I quit it because I just wasn't passionate about the content. And I was doing that for like 2 years or so. And then one day I was about to go to sleep and I was like, man, like what can I do on a new channel that I really love? And I remember when I used to go for trophies when I was younger, like in high school, when I was like, a teenager and all that. And I was like, that would be a pretty cool thing to do for content. So the next day I just started making content, and I just used all the knowledge that I had learned over the past 2 years, making all those videos on my other channel, just applied it to this one, obviously keep learning more stuff. And here we are. That's why it's been pretty fast for me as of right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's very apparent anyway, because you've even got the really good flow in how you speak in the videos, and it kind of comes across. I think that kind of thing really separates people when you listen to them. You can kind of tell if they're amateur.
We have no flow whatsoever in comparison.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, no, like what the video that I saw that put me onto was the what 1,961 hours of trophy hunting looks like.
Yeah, that was the first one. Yep.
Yeah, and I just thought it was excellent. Then I kind of just binged all of them.
Thank you.
And you've been playing some really good games. So normally we should probably have some kind of structure to these things, but that's not the way we do it. Again, amateurish. So what have you been playing, or what got you into trophies? Or was there a particular game that you're like, this shit's really cool and addictive, I want to get more platinums? Like, what was the game that set you onto it?
So I was like 13, and I don't know if you know this game. It's like one of my favorite PlayStation games. It's called PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
I know it.
Yeah, I was addicted to that. I used to play that with my friends. And back then I didn't really like trophy hunt or nothing, but I was like, hey, I love this game so much. Why not give it a shot? And so I went for it, and I thought it was a cool experience getting all the trophies. So I was like, okay, well, we'll do this for, another game that I get. And then I would just, slowly go down the rabbit hole, and then eventually just start becoming obsessed and just getting a whole bunch of them. And Yeah, that's kind of how it started.
No, I saw you just got the Cuphead Platinum.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, like how was that? Because it's a bit like Notorious. Like, but some people say it's like, oh, it's not that difficult, or you just need to get good. Like, so what was the secret to the Cuphead Platinum? Because it looks like a great game. Now, I've only played it for like, I'd say maybe 2 hours, and it was on an Xbox. Don't tell anyone. Because it was just the guy I was staying with. He just had his Xbox. He brought it with him for work, and he said, "Oh, you should try Cuphead." And I really like the game. Like the art style and the music is like amazing.
Yeah.
The whole time I was things like, would I add this to my list? Would I bring that evil into my life and try to platinum Cuphead? Like, what's? Do you think it was that tough, or?
I mean, so like most of my videos, they are like harder games like that. And I would say out of the ones that I've done so far on the channel, that one probably was the easiest. Like Hollow Knight I've done, although I had to use the glitch because that was too hard that I couldn't do it.
You used the glitch, Dan, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you see, we're open and honest here, you know, like we're not going to pretend to be, I didn't use the glitch. And like you go home and I'm ashamed of myself. I really did use the glitch. Why do I lie to myself?
So, and then Crash was definitely harder than Cuphead. So I would say Cuphead, it's doable just like with some patience and just learning attack patterns. And, you know, if you dedicate a good amount of time into it, you'll get used to it. But it's frustrating for sure, because some of those bosses are really, really tough. And I found like I'd spent maybe an hour on a single boss just trying to beat it, you know, but just keep at it. And I think you can do it as long as you have patience.
And as long as you're not shit.
Yeah. I mean, if you play a lot of platform, I don't know if you do, but if you're like familiar with platforming games, then you can kind of transfer over the skills from those other ones into Cuphead.
Yeah, like I dabble in platformers. You're a bit of a platformer guy, aren't you, Dan?
Maybe, I don't know. We were just talking about this before we started recording about another game that I saw you play was Downwell, and I've got like about nearly half the trophies in it. I haven't yet finished the game once. I got to the boss like 4 times and died. But you mentioned that was one of your hardest platinums, and I can clearly see why that's the case. Because I'm really struggling. I think it's a game that like I can maybe foresee myself being good enough to get in like 6 months time, maybe, but at the minute,
you need to build up to it.
It's a long time.
Yeah. And that's it. Like the platinum can be earned in like a few hours.
Yeah.
But if you're good. Yeah. And that's
going to take
difference.
You 6 months. 6 months.
Me?
Yeah.
I would
be
say
earned in a few hours. Like,
yeah.
So it's short.
It's like, you only need to finish the game twice, really. And the game only takes like 30 minutes to finish.
Yeah.
But it's just, you know, being able to actually finish it.
So you haven't beat the boss at all, like on easy mode or normal?
No.
Oh man. Yeah. It's tough. Like I said earlier before the recording, I remember playing that, and I was playing on the normal difficulty or like the standard one. And I couldn't even make it through like the first world. And I was just like, wow, like how am I supposed to get through this? And then eventually you keep playing, you get, you know, through the world, through the second one, through the third one, and then finally to the boss. And I'm like, okay, now I'm at the boss. I got to beat this. And then you die and you're like, oh man, I don't think I'll ever make it back to the boss again. Find yourself, you end up back there, you know, a few more tries, you beat it, then you unlock the harder mode and you go through that all over again. So persistence is really the key to it.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's the trend with a lot of like the really tough plats. It's like you just have to suck it up and just keep going for it.
Yeah.
Even if it's miserable. Why do any of us go for platinum? We make it sound like it's the worst thing in the world. It's like you just have to stay tough, man. The pain will be over soon. Just keep going.
Yeah. It's fulfilling for me, at least, like the satisfaction of like, this was something that was really difficult, but I managed to pull it off. I feel like that's like something you can carry on even outside of gaming. Like, this was really hard and I managed to pull through, you know?
Yeah. No, I have my platinums on my CV when I'm applying for a job. It's like, man, Max Payne 3, find someone else to hire that has that on their CV. I didn't get the job. But so what would be kind of your favorite games though in general? I know it's always a tough question, but like what kind of game shaped your interests? Yeah,
definitely tough. I say I play a wide variety of stuff, like anything from single player, first person shooters, third person shooters. But if you ask me like what's my favorite maybe like more single player games, like stuff like Assassin's Creed. That's my favorite franchise, at least. Right now I'm playing God of War, so stuff like that, like I like a lot. But I mean, I'm generally like very open to a lot of stuff. The only ones I don't really dabble into is like fighting games. I don't like at all. Like
I'm
Mortal
the
Kombat.
same. I hate them. They piss me off because I'm terrible at them.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, exactly.
I'm so bad at them.
Yeah, and I don't typically play too many MMOs just because they're so grindy in terms of like getting the platinum. It's like, oh yeah, I gotta dedicate my whole life to this. So it's like I don't really see it as worth it for that. But they're fun. Like they're fun to play. I've played some in the past, but I don't really play them anymore like that.
Yeah, MMOs are like, it's a lifestyle, not a hobby. Like I remember I was kind of intrigued by Elder Scrolls Online when it came out a couple of years ago. Well, I'd say like a couple of years ago. How old is Elder Scrolls Online? It's old enough. And I remember seeing like
more than a couple of years old.
Yeah. It's 4 decades old, Nathan. No, but I saw like the list and was like a minimum like 2,000 hours to platinum. I'm like,
exactly.
Nah,
yeah.
like my curiosity is gone. It's dead because I'm not even like too big a fan of MMOs or fighting games. Pretty much the same as yourself. Like,
you have to be ranked number 1 in the world in Elder Scrolls Online for the platinum.
But imagine having that in your CV.
Yeah. I played like a lot of MMOs before I started trophy hunting. Like this is pre 2009, you know. This is when I was in school. And then I suppose maybe Destiny and Destiny 2 would be kind of the closest thing to an MMO that I've played, but I've put 3,000 hours into Destiny. So yeah, you know,
I was shocked at that because, you know, like
sink.
the PlayStation wrap up or whatever, or, you know, that you can see how many hours are played now. Like the first thing we did is, to be like, let's see like what your most played game is. I think mine was like FIFA and like Red Dead 2.
Really?
And then like Dan was like, I'm like a master of Destiny. What was it, like 2,000 or 3,000 hours on both? I'm like,
really?
Yeah, and
embarrassing.
I'm like Dan likes Destiny. I think that's safe to say.
Destiny is fun.
It is fun, but it's like you said, it's like a lifestyle. It's, you know, it's too much of an investment, especially if you're just kind of more interested in the trophies. Because like I didn't even have the platinum for Destiny, and I had 2,000 hours in it. You know, that's
yeah. I find that with like those games, it's like more so you really play that game and you don't really play much else. You know, it's like it really is a huge time investment, and I'm more so interested in just having more variety. So I kind of stay away. But in terms of like the 3,000 hours, I mean, one that I put 3,000 hours into was just NBA 2K because that's what my old channel was on. So, you know, I was always making content on that, and I have like 3,000 hours on NBA 2K21 for that reason. So
look,
you know.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. FIFA, like for me, is the kind of junk food gaming I do. Where like if I come home from work or if I'm just like chilling out, I'll play 2 or 3 matches online. And then that's it. Then I'll turn it off. But that would be like maybe every night or every other night. It's kind of like low thought, like power to go into it. You just chill out, put your feet up, have a beer, have a tea, anything like that. Have a damn rice cake if you fancy it, you know, and you just relax. So the time adds up very quickly. And I like having such games though, to kind of break up like the trophy hunting. Just once that you just fire up, have a quick match. Because like NBA is good, but normally I just make like a creative player, like a monstrosity, like a 7-foot ginger Irishman, and I just do the career mode.
Yeah.
But I like FIFA. I haven't bought it in like 3 years, 2 years, 3 years. Like the onus and the Ultimate Team kind of ruined it for me. And like the cards, I'm sure you're aware of like, and because NBA is an awful lot of like the card packs and stuff and the coins.
Yeah. Yep.
Just kind of ruins. Is that why you stepped away? Was it mainly NBA that you covered on your channel?
That was literally it. Like you said, Ultimate Team. I just did 2K's version of that, which is called My Team. And that's literally all my channel was about. And I didn't enjoy it like that. And I was just like, yeah, I got to do something else. Like it's that time, you know? So I just had to step away from it.
So where do you see the channel going? Are there any other games that you're going to feature on it, or like because it's still like it's so good. But you've been at it like trophy hunting for like 4 months on it, 3-4 months.
Yeah.
So like what are there any kind of videos or things that you want to do on it going forward?
Yeah. So generally, like, I like to play the harder games just because they just make for a better video. It's just more entertaining to see someone struggle to achieve a goal than it is, oh, this is super easy. Like, there's no struggle involved. So I like to go for tougher games, but I'm also brainstorming with ways to play an easy game, but also add stakes on it. So where it becomes harder and I have to struggle more. So maybe speedrunning Platnums where I have to get it under a certain amount of time. I was thinking like going on PSN profiles and looking at how much time it says required for it, and then just maybe trying to get it even in less time for a video or something, So stuff like that.
You have to do it with one hand or something.
See,
I don't know about that. I don't know how I can play with one hand.
I love unrelated to maybe trophies, but I love watching Pokemon videos and I love watching Dark Souls videos, and those two kind of games are very good candidates for that kind of thing where people impose challenges on themselves, and then it's very, very entertaining to watch, that kind of thing. I think it's like, it makes it very enjoyable for the viewer to see like a title, like, can I platinum this in like this or whatever, can I finish the game using just this, it makes for a very good watch, I think. Yeah. So.
Yeah. A lot of the subscribers have been asking me, hey, you're going to play like Bloodborne, Elden Ring, stuff like that. I haven't ever played a Soulsborne game before, so I'm kind of scared. So
no, man, don't be. Look, I only first played them a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Like kind of at the start of like COVID, and I started with Bloodborne. And I think that's a good one to start with. I don't know if Dan would agree, but it kind of makes it harder to go back to Dark Souls 1, I suppose, if you start Bloodborne. But that was the one that kind of got me, because like Dan showed me Demon Souls in like 2009 or 10, and I just didn't like it. It just wasn't my thing, really. And then with Bloodborne, it was like the first hour or so, I'm like, I think I've made a mistake. Maybe like it just, because sometimes something will be critically acclaimed and you just have to admit, look, it's just not really for me. Like I'm not going to hate myself that I don't love it. But something just clicked when I beat that first boss, and call it like satisfaction or just like, oh my God, I did it. And it was like, it just clicked and it made sense. And then I went through Bloodborne, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and then I pre-ordered Elden Ring. I haven't pre-ordered a game in years, but I actually went as far to pre-order it.
Okay.
So don't be scared. Don't be scared.
I may have to, get in that for a video. I don't know which one I should start with, though. What do you think?
Like, I would say Bloodborne. If you had to give my vote, I would say Bloodborne. But Dan,
it's free too.
Yeah, Dan's the expert. Dan's the expert. He carries my ass when we play those games.
Hey, what do you think?
Like, I don't think you can go with a wrong one, really. But Bloodborne's good. But I think Bloodborne, like Nate said there, if you play Bloodborne and then try and go back to like Demon Souls or Dark Souls 1, it's so much slower. It's a slower pace game. So if, I would play them chronologically, so Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, maybe Bloodborne, then Dark Souls 3. Just because that's kind of the natural, like mechanical upgrades and like the bosses. Are you saying and stuff.
Demon Souls PS3 or Demon Souls the remake?
It's so similar. Like I wouldn't really say you have to go in the PS3 version. The PS5 version is perfectly adequate.
Purist, like you have to start on the PS3.
Yeah, there's not much difference in terms, like the Blue Point remake is very true to the original. So the game is largely untouched. But it's very, very exciting to have those games on the horizon, because I think once you play one, you will really be excited to play the rest of them. So, if you can platinum, Crash 4 or Cuphead or Hollow Knight, like they really, really aren't anything special.
That's one thing I always say. It's like, because Crash 4 was so painful. And I always say, like, if I get platinum on that, I mean, nothing else can really phase me except Crypt of the NecroDancer, that I can't ever.
Would you go that far? Because that's insanity. Like,
I don't think so. Think so.
Yeah. I don't think that's like, to be honest, even we talk about like, what makes a game difficult, and what makes a game like a 10 out of 10. I don't think Crypt is even in the conversation. I think it's just so far beyond what's
like a 47 out of 10. It's just beyond. It breaks the scale. Like, well, what do you think makes a game difficult? This is always an interesting one for someone that's got some juicy, difficult platinums like yourself. What makes a 5 out of 10? What makes a 10 out of 10? It's all such arbitrary bullshit, I know, but like, what do you think is the ultimate thing for like a difficult game? Like, what are the conditions for a 10 out of 10?
So in general, you mean?
Just in general, a mad general question.
Yeah, I don't like when when games require you to do something, and then like if you fail, you got to start all the way from the beginning. That right there like sets me off immediately. I heard about
maybe shouldn't play Demon Souls.
Oh, really?
Oh no! Like
not from the very beginning, from a bonfire, and then
I did hear about that condition.
And then you need to go and collect them.
Yeah, I did hear about that condition. But like for example, with Crash, like if I'm playing a level and I need to break every box without dying, and I'm at the end and I die once, now I'm all the way back at the beginning, and I just wasted however many minutes of my life doing that. You compound that over and over, and you spend hours on a level. So that right there, it's like whenever a game has that sort of condition where you have to restart all the way from the beginning, it's like, oh, I wasted my time. With Cuphead, it wasn't so bad because the boss fights, they're quick. They go by in minutes,
Yeah, they're quite short. And like, it's not as if you need to like go from 10, 15, 20 minutes back.
Yeah.
Because that is just, it's so annoying, and it wears you down. Like, it really does.
Yeah, exactly.
So would Crash 4 be a 10 out of 10 in your mind?
Yeah. I think that's my hardest one I've ever had. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that seems to be. I've played Crash like a lot when I was growing up, and then I got the Insane trilogy, and I still have Crash 1 and 2 at 90% because I haven't gotten all the relics yet. I did Crash 3 because that's the easiest one, and every time I load it up, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get the relics now. Every time I play it for like 15 minutes, and I get really mad, and I just turn it off. So I have yet to go back and do it. I will do it, but I know then Crash 4 is just like that compounded. It's so much harder than that.
Yeah. I've got the trilogy all platinum too. I did that years ago, and I found
Dan.
I found that was like tough. And I remember on Crash 1, there was this one particular level. I don't remember the name. It's like something Fortress, and I know the one. I remember playing that, and I just sat down and I said, man, this is the hardest thing I've ever tried to do in my life. Like, there's nothing ever harder than this. And then come Crash 4, and I felt the same way. So I think Crash 4 is definitely harder than all the trilogy. So if you're struggling on that, you may not even want to try Crash 4 just for your sanity.
That's it. And, this is something I talk about quite a bit these days, is that I nearly feel like the stage of my life where banging my head against the wall to get a difficult trophy is kind of over, because I used to play games and I used to get really mad. I would be there with the controller and I'd be squeezing it. I'd be like, I
can confirm, because when we were in college, I'd call over for like pizza or whatever, and I'd be like, yo, damn, pizza's ready. It'd be like playing COD or something online. If you'd have like a 25 kill streak, but if he lost the kill streak,
but that's just, for me now, like, say I'd be playing a game. Like I was playing, here's an example. Last year, I downloaded the new Pokemon Unite game on the Switch. And it's like a 5 versus 5 MOBA game, kind of like League of Legends for the Switch. And I was playing this like in bed on a Saturday morning with my kids. And I was getting so mad that my wife was just like, turn that game off. And I was like, I don't like it when you play the game. I was like, you're right. You're really right. I said, I have to get rid of this, because I can't be getting really mad at games anymore, So it's
Pokemon does strange things. Do you remember Pokemon Go was a thing? And I remember my cousin in Belfast, right? He told me this story where like he was playing it at like the library. He was trying to like catch the. I never really got into it, but he was telling me that like this car pulled up with like a group of 4 guys, and he was kind of like, it's a bit weird. And they were like looking at him and like clearly talking about him. He was standing there on his own, just playing Pokemon Go. And he said that the car eventually pulled up and like they put down the window and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm just playing Pokemon." And he's like, "Yeah, you should leave." And then he's like, "What?" And then it's like, "Trust me, you want to stop. Otherwise, there's going to be consequences." And this is in Belfast, remember? So he was kind of like, "Oh, shit." And then what happened was he was playing the game and then like a high-level Pokemon attacked him. Turns out they were just guarding their territory in Pokemon Go, these 4 big intimidating guys.
No way.
And then he said that they had like a level 99 Charizard or something that like destroyed him. And then when they defeated my cousin, they pulled up in the car again and were like, "We told you there'd be consequences."
That's funny. What kind of a threat, man? I would have left. To be honest, if I was him.
Me too, yeah, but
his cousin like, do they have a gun or like what are they going to do? Exactly. It's like, no, release Charizard. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah. Back to difficulty, just in general. You know, I think games like Crash. You know, I look at them now and I'm like, wow, that looks like such a great game. I should really play it. And then I'm like, oh, but the platinum. You know, I'm not going to probably be able for the platinum now, or I'm not going to. You know, enjoy going for the platinum?
I don't mind that because that's like skill based. What I'm having more and more difficulty with are kind of grindy games. So I only got a Vita. I know, like that Ireland, there's like this brand new thing called a PlayStation Vita. Wow. So I only got it like a year and a half ago, and I'm playing Killzone Mercenaries, and I'm close to the platinum, but you need to get 10,000 kills. And I finished all the other trophies and I had like 6,000 kills after playing like every single mission like 5, 6, 7 times. And it's just like, I still need like 2,000 kills, and I'd load it up occasionally and I do one match. I'm like, no, I just can't do it anymore. And I've made a promise, like once I get that platinum, I think that's like my last great big grind. I don't know if I have another one in me. I really don't, because it's just so tedious. So I would take a highly intense kind of 5-10 minute run of like a skill-based game than something that's just dull as shit and carries on for ages and ages and ages.
Yeah.
That's kind of easy. Like I find that more difficult.
I definitely understand that. Like one that was very tedious for me was like GTA 5. Where it's not like super hard, or I think even Red Dead is similar, where it's
Red Dead 2 pushes the boat just a little bit on that, doesn't it?
I was going for it myself, and the zoologist trophy, I was like, I'm done. That's it. I can't do it no more. So I ended up not getting that one. But just like the tedious ones for sure are very annoying. I think I agree with that. I'd rather go for one that's like skill based, you know, where you know, if I don't get it, it's because I'm just inferior at the time and I can improve. But with the tedious ones, it's like, I got to invest so much time into it, you know? Yeah. You still have to invest time to get better, but at least it's like, I'm making mistakes.
It's more
on my
energetic.
Part.
It's more fun and it's more engaging if like you actually need to think about what you're doing, because if it's just dull, where it's like Killzone, I can literally just like, you know, it's just, I just need to just finish the level, but there's no investment whatsoever, you know? I will get it, but the way I handle those would be like, I'm not one of them. I don't care if it takes me 5 years. And if I'm not enjoying it, I just stop. You know, I think that's why I've been able to keep it going so long, because I do really love getting trophies, but I'm not going to force myself to like, you know, it's like, oh, well, I'll come back to it.
I think something like that. It's just like, let me just get 100 kills a day. And then eventually you'll get there, you know?
It's almost sad, isn't it? It's just like scratching on the wall. Oh.
Yeah. Day 1, day 2, day 3.
5 kills. So what are you playing at the moment?
Right now I'm playing God of War, the 2018 one.
Yeah. It's good, man. That axe, that never gets old. You know, when you call back the axe.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that so much.
I just started it like, I think it was yesterday. Yeah.
Okay. Is it your first God of War game?
No, I've played God of War 3 remastered, and that was it. I want to play the older ones on PlayStation now, one of these days, maybe in the future or something, because I'm not that like familiar with the series, but I just know it's like almost one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic, like PlayStation exclusive. So I should like get more familiar with it.
God of War 2 especially, like that really that blew my mind when it was released. Like, because it was like late game PS2, but it looked like an early PS3 game. Like it was so good. And like they're fun, like they're completely different. Like, you've played God of War 3 anyway, but like they're so different to like the 2018 version.
Yeah.
But they're quite short and fun, and they're like a hack and slash. They're kind of like a good old school type of game.
Yeah.
So I'd say you should play them. I don't know if I'd bother with the PSP ones. Like they're good, but if you can get them for like $10,
they're all on PS now.
They are.
PSP ones as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I was actually looking at them at playing like Ghost of Sparta, and Ascension, because I never played Ascension myself, but I think as good as the older games were, the 2018 is just a different category of game. In fairness, it's kind of one of the greats. So
and
I hope you enjoy it.
The Platinum's not too bad. Like it's just those damn crows or ravens, is it?
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I missed I think 14, so it's not too bad to go back to it, but it's still just one of them. It's like pointless collectibles that you get nothing for. Like,
does it show you where they are? The ones that you missed? I can't remember.
I can't remember. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's the worst. Collectibles that don't show you.
Someone was working at Santa Monica Studios, and they're like, "Hey, Dave, should we like show some way so they know which ones they have?" And they're like, "Fuck no!" Just they made that choice. Someone made a choice to like.
The trophies is now the reward. We used to get like a different costume or something if you got all the collectibles, but now you just get a trophy.
Yeah. I always find it better where like the game shows you where the collectibles are, where you don't have to go out and search online how to do it. Whenever the game has an inbuilt feature where, this is where it's at, or, that's
like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That was like, I maybe just because I'm a huge Spider-Man guy, but like even I love that in Miles Morales, like they put the same amount of like time and effort. Like I enjoy getting the collectibles because I'm like, oh, that's cooler. That's referencing that villain, or like I remember that issue of the comic or whatever. Like it was cool, and it was kind of, they're there. Like the game kind of says, look, if you want to go and get them, this is where you get them, but like you don't have to. And what do you think you'll play after God of War?
Oh yeah, that's up for grabs, really. I did a poll on my community tab, but I'm not sure if I'll do one of them. I just had to look through what some of the comments were saying and
what options did you? What were the options?
So yeah,
I'll go and vote right now. Let's see what these options are.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so God of War Platinum is next, but after that, what should I play for a vid? PUBG, Among Us, Subnautica, other below. I would say Crypt of the NecroDancer. There we go.
Subnautica is a cool one because you can get the plat really quick now. They've added in, or maybe it was always there, but there's a debug menu, so you can kind of play it and get the plat at your own leisure. Nearly, you don't need to be kind of too worried about missing anything. I haven't played PUBG on the PlayStation, but I hear it's kind of buggy.
Really?
I know that there was problems with the trophies unlocking for a lot of people.
Okay.
And Among Us is great.
Yeah. I mean, it's like $3-4. So it's like, why not, and I feel like it can make for some good content, but most people were voting for Subnautica. So I might have to go with that. We'll see.
Like that'll be the one game on the list that I'd be like, that's probably the best game or most appealing to me. I haven't played Among Us, and I played a little bit of PUBG, but it's been in the alpha stage of development for about 25 years. So no, I don't know. Well, what's your PSN? Let's see what you're missing.
Yeah, ENERGENIC and then dash.
Oh, and I'm slow.
ENER.
Yeah.
GENIC dash.
Oh, energetic.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
did you ever get the platinums in any of the NBA games?
No, those are like insane. You have to like dump thousands of dollars for those. So
I watched that video where you were talking about that. Jesus, man.
The platinums are like, I know they're rarer than Crypt of the NecroDancer just for that one reason.
Every game, 0.1%.
It costs 10,000 to platinum it.
Yeah, I'm not paying. Like, I'm not doing that, so I'm good.
I didn't realize you actually had to pay money though. That's like, I didn't realize that was kind of the barrier there. That's crazy.
Technically, you don't, but
you do. You know, like,
because like there's a way you can work around it where like if you literally dedicate your life to like doing all these things on the auction house where you can buy the packs without having to spend real money. Yeah, you can do it. But do I want to spend thousands of hours for that? No, I don't. So
no, it's like a full-time job or like
exactly,
2 full-time jobs. No, like that's just insane. You should probably go back and platinum Tearaway Unfolded. That's quite a handy platinum.
I've never played it. Is it good?
I liked it, yeah. Like that was kind of the first game I got with the Vita, because like I meant to get like a Vita for like 8 years because I always use it just for watching movies and playing music and stuff when I'm traveling. And I was like, I should really get it, but I just never bothered. Probably the reason why the console died, because of people like me not taking the plunge. But it's just kind of an easy one. God, it's a bit of goes well back 2011. That's an old enough list.
Old account, yeah.
Yeah, no.
You were mentioning Battle Royale as well, and like I played that game when it came out too. But I remember there's something funny about that one is that I think I have it at like 99% or something, because there's one trophy that's a DLC trophy that you have to pay for, and it's just one map.
Yeah, same thing for me. I don't think I have that one either.
Yeah, and I was looking at it last year when they said the PS3 store was closing, and I was like about to buy it.
You're there with like, will I?
It was like €2 for one trophy. It's like,
it's like, is this my limit? Have I found my own personal limit?
But yeah, it was a great game. But I remember that one trophy. But sorry, Nate, you were saying there about yours.
All I was saying that it's always nice to see such an old account.
Yeah.
Kind of like OG kind of. Like mine's already like 2008.
Really?
Yeah, like soon enough I'll be able to buy my account a drink, do you know? Like it's just so old. It was Uncharted Drake's Fortune. That was my first plat. That's what kind of got me into it. And then I think I got Dan into it. Because Dan's like, what are you doing? So I'm just going for a platinum. He's like, interesting.
I was like, that sounds good. Let me dedicate, 13 years of my life to this.
Yeah, I've gotten definitely one friend into it too recently, where he didn't like go for trophies or nothing. And then I told him about my channel when I was like first starting. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this about trophies and stuff. And then next day he's sending me pictures of him getting platinum trophies on games. And I'm like, oh, I got you.
You're there, got you. Like, yeah, no, it's like Liam's gotten into them, Dan. Like he's got like 45 plats, and he used to always be like, why are you doing that? And then I think he got the platinum in like Game of Thrones or something, and that's what got him. Of all the games, it was like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But like it's like I don't really know what I could recommend. I would just say Bloodborne. That would be like if it's kind of, it's the one kind of empty spot on your list.
Yeah, for sure.
You have a PS5?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's, like you said there, it was free with the collection. So it's a no-brainer, definitely, load it up on an alternative account, see if you like it for an hour, But it's a great series to get into, because it kind of opens up all these other kind of clone games as well. So you got like games like Neo and The Surge, games like that. It's kind of its own subgenre now, nearly.
Yeah, I've played one game, Lords of the Fallen. I guess it was like similar, and that was like years back. I remember it being free, and I couldn't get past like the first boss, and that just kind of like turned me off from ever playing like games that are similar. But I don't know, maybe I'm better
Look,
now.
You're older, you're wiser, man. You're going to platinum Crypt of the NecroDancer. I mean, you've got this. You just have to go back.
Lords of the Fallen is like kind of regarded as a clunky version of those games. I liked it, actually. I thought it was a pretty good game, pretty decent. I played it when it was free as well, but it definitely like lacks the polish and the kind of the tight gameplay of the other games. So I think, you probably would prefer prefer the real thing.
Yeah.
Lord of the Fallen, definitely.
Yeah,
I'll probably go for Bloodborne then.
Yeah, Bloodborne, go for it.
It's a good one. And have you ever played the Persona series?
No, I haven't.
It's kind of one that myself and Nate have kind of recently found in the last few years. And
I was very behind.
We're big fans
with JRPGs. Like I always loved Metal Gear Solid and stuff, but and I played quite a few, I guess, like Japanese developed games, but it was always like the big JRPGs where I was just like that, like never really got into them. Then again, I did grow up in the west of Ireland. So, I mean, you wouldn't really see a massive selection of JRPGs on the shelves here in the shops. It's kind of not really stocked in. But I actually got the Persona 5 Royal Platinum today, just before recording this. Just got it. Just got it.
Was it tough?
2 out of 10 difficulty as per PSN.
But it's one of the highest rated PlayStation games, on Metacritic. It's and it's free on the collection as well. It's another one of the free games.
Not the Royale version.
Is it?
It's the original base version, which I think is a bit more.
It's a bit
convoluted to platinum, but I think it's like a 3 out of 10 instead of a 2.
But it's regarded as one of the best games on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, it
critically.
Was like, I was looking through like Metacritic, and it was like the one game in the top 10 that I hadn't played. So I was kind of like, okay, look. Dan was just been lending me so many games. It's ridiculous. Like in the past couple of months, it's like he dropped in Resident Evil 3 remake in the letterbox. I just woke up and it says Resi 3, and I'm like, thank you, Dan. You give me Resident Evil 8, which I still haven't played because I've been on Persona 5. Like they're long games, man. Like that's the thing. Like if you get into them, like you're looking for like 80 to 100 hours at least. And I guess it all hinges on if you connect with the characters in the story, because that's like the main kind of heart of it. But I would say maybe at some point claim it on the instant game collection so you have it, and then just see whenever you fancy.
Yeah, I see it here.
Completely different.
Yeah, I mean, I always knew about it just by watching videos on YouTube and stuff, but I just haven't had. I just never really went into it. So, but I'll be more looking into it more for sure. Yeah.
I was the same though. It was like always there on my periphery, and I was like, I really should start to play Persona because everyone talks about it all the time. And then when I did, I was like instantly hooked.
Okay.
So and Dan's copy of the game was sitting on my shelf for about 6 months after he gave it to me, and I was just like, maybe I should just give it back to him. It's a bit weird. It's just sitting here and I'm not playing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can finally give you your copy of the game back, Dan, just while I have you.
Thanks.
Just while I have you. But do you have a massive backlog, or are you one of them like you kind of buy one game, focus on it, and then move on?
What do you mean, like for like in terms of like a game series?
Yeah, or do you just have a lot of games that you own that you haven't played yet?
I mean, a lot of the ones that I've gotten were like free because back then I didn't have any source of income to go out and buy stuff. So I'll just play a lot of the free ones. And then because of that, a lot of the old ones, I can't even go back to play them because I didn't have PlayStation Plus, and I was like game sharing with my friend at the time.
Oh, game sharing. It was great, wasn't it?
And they were all on his account, and we don't game share anymore. So a lot of the stuff on my backlog, I just can't ever go back to unless I buy the game over again. But I kind of don't want to do it. So I'm just looking forward to the future ones,
Yeah, it's the best way of going about it. Like,
there's too much to play now as well. I think we have kind of like an overabundance of choice. So to go back and try and finish all these games from years ago is kind of getting harder
just
and harder.
Leave them in the past. It's like,
you can pick out the ones like like playing God of War. That's a perfect game to go back to.
Cherry pick the best.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing.
But you don't need to go back. If anyone hasn't platinum Lords of the Fallen, there's no point of going back to it.
I literally have like 1% probably on there, I think. So
if you look back on my, if you look back
when you
on
see
my
1%, it's like, oh yeah,
it's worse than zero.
For like 5 minutes and turned it off.
Yeah, and it's stuck in your account when it's 1. If it's 0, you can remove it. But if you go back on my account, I'm always like kind of an early adopter on the consoles. So like, but you can kind of see when I didn't have a great amount of choice because I like played, say when the PS4 came out, I was playing kind of these games that like I never normally would have played, you know, and then the same with the PS5. I was playing like Worms Rumble for like 2 months or something because there was like nothing else out on the PS5 at that point.
That's why I just spent $500 on the newest generation of consoles. Worms Rumble. The height of technology, Worms Rumble.
Yeah. No, but it's very exciting. You know, I'm excited kind of to see where your channel goes anyway. It can only go up, and it's already at a really, really cool and great spot. So I think we're very excited to watch. We'll certainly be keeping an eye on
you have
games you're playing.
New subs. New subs.
Thank you.
3, because we'll sub with this channel and then our own.
Okay.
Sub for sub.
Yeah, but I hope anyone, you know, we have a really good community of trophy hunters and kind of like-minded people. So I think everyone who's watching this will hopefully check out your channel as well and go your way, because it's a really nice community, I think, of trophy hunters. I think we all kind of share the same kind of, you know, feeling for going for trophies, and we all understand what it is, and, you know, the kind of subculture of gaming that the trophy hunting community is.
And I would say everyone, when they go over to Nick's channel, it's like, I would say stay there because he's so much better. I mean, look at the background. Dan is in like some kind of like, I don't know, B movie forest. I got nothing going on here. It's just a blank wall. And like Nick's rocking that green screen. So that's where the talent is.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, but look, and, you know, thank you so much for joining us for a chat. It's been really great chatting to you. And you know, thanks a million. And thanks, Nate. Thanks for setting this up.
Yeah,
I literally did nothing. I just messaged Nick on Twitter.
wait. I was gonna ask, how did you? Because my Twitter is not like anywhere on my channel.
I know. People,
I was doing some digging.
I know people, man. No, I think it was literally in a comment. I think that's where I stumbled on it. I think that was it, because I was just reading the comments, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll like message him to like join us. I was thinking you'd probably say no, and I'm like, fair enough. So it wasn't like detective level snooping or anything.
Okay.
But
I was just curious.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, let's just edit out the name of it. You know, just beep. Man, do you have anything to say before we wrap this up? We're not going to take up too much more of your time that you've been lovely enough to give us.
No, nothing really. I just hope, you know, everyone enjoyed it. And my videos, I put a lot of effort into them. So if they want to check that out, they can too. You know, they don't have to, but, you know, it's always appreciated. Thank you for having me. Of course, it was a great conversation, of course. And if you want to have me on again in the future, I'm down. Yeah.
Sweet. We'll do. Yeah. We'll do. I'm just going to copy his background. Just when you call again, I just have a really bad green screen.
Yeah, we did some like, you know, quizzes and stuff before, so we might have you on for who wants to be a platinum heir.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. I mean, most of my time, all I do is just stay home and make videos. So, you know, whenever I'm always free, basically.
Awesome. Anyway, everyone, thanks for watching and take care.
Platchums.